The idea that a father needs to sit around like a second mother to make a child healthy is a fallacy. In fact, I'd say it's detrimental to the child. I see all these dudes out here, they have a kid and they basically become mother number two. Why? The mother keeps the child alive. As a father, it's your job to be impactful. You need to guide. You need to be a role model. You need to be a superhuman. Everyone should look at their father like a superhero. That's what you should genuinely view him as. It's hard to be a superhero if you're home every day arguing with your wife, changing diapers.
This is TheUmteenthView, and we are here to bring you something new. I am JusHenry, the mastermind behind all that you see. And this is the good cousin.
I wish I could do Igor voice, but that's your bit. There you go.
Yes, master.
There you go.
It is great to be here with you, master. Everything you do is wonderful, master. The way you straightened out my hump, master, is so wonderful.
Oh my goodness,
master.
y'all gotta appreciate it. I can't do it. But it's Wizardry Wise, the Flesh Good people. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling out there? It's the hip hop nerd, and if you haven't heard, now you heard. What's the word? What's the word? The word of the day is presents. Present. I was trying to think about it.
I want a present.
Not present. Presents. You did that on purpose.
Yes, I did.
Presents. No.
My cousin.
The definition of this. I know what presence is. I just want to put it in words.
Eloquent
My own words.
Eloquent words. Poetic words.
It ain't gotta be eloquent. I just needed to make sense because a lot of times people try to give definitions and they use the word again or the root word.
Yes.
I hate that. You should be able to describe it.
You're not supposed to do that.
So
define the word with the word.
presence, the essence of just being around X, Y, Z, X or Y, just being there, presence. Right. So in this video, I don't know if my cousin's seen this, but we got the famous, depending on how you look at him, the lens you choose to look at him, Mr. Tate, talking about fatherhood.
Oh, Top G.
Yeah,
Let's
Mr.
go.
Top G.
Andrew Tate.
You ready?
Oh, I'm always ready for Andrew Tate.
Let it rock.
I want to hear about the hardship.
Okay, well, the hardship, my whole life was hardship. And to some degree, I try and make sure my life retains some degree of hardship. My father was the OG. I was raised by probably the best father on earth. I really genuinely
But
believe
he wasn't
that.
around.
But a father doesn't have to be around. This is the big mistake. This is another big mistake, especially among the conservatives and the tradcons and all this crap. The idea that a father needs to sit around like a second mother to make a child healthy is a fallacy. In fact, I'd say it's detrimental to the child. I see all these dudes out here, they have a kid and they basically become mother number two. Why? The mother keeps the child alive. As a father, it's your job to be impactful. You need to guide. You need to be a role model. You need to be a superhuman. Everyone should look at their father like a superhero. That's what you should genuinely view him as. It's hard to be a superhero if you're home every day arguing with your wife, changing diapers. That's not what a man should do. A man should rock up, teach lessons, be impactful, and it's more about quality as opposed to quantity of time. I saw my dad once a month. He was out on the streets. He's pimping, hustling. My father was a chess grandmaster. He's traveling the world playing chess. He had all his girls. He's doing whatever he's doing. When he came home, it was an impactful time. Whether it was a positive impact or it was a big argument or whatever, never was I ever around my father. It was a low energy environment. That's not who he was as an individual. And I remember every single second spent with him. There's a whole bunch of dudes out here and chicks. Their father's home all the time, fine. But if you're home all the time, you're gonna lose to a degree your mystery. It doesn't matter how cool you are as an individual. If you're home all the time, always, you're not gonna have that magical power as opposed to, whoa, dad's home.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the biggest mistake fathers make is that they let the woman convince them that to be a good dad, they need to be there all the time. That is a complete lie. Fathers never did this. We were always at war or down in the coal mines or away working.
Right.
This is the way it's always been for humanity, right? The men were away doing important things. Now the man's at home changing diapers like a punk.
Woohoo! Oh, Top G, Top G. Woo! No one gets my ego going like Top G, boy. Oh, man.
Let him have it. What you think?
It is sinister.
First off, have you seen that video before?
No.
Okay.
That was brand new to me.
Perfecto. Let it
That
fly.
was brand new to me.
Perfecto.
That was great. My main takeaway is how right he is about how a child should be looking at their father. Not to say that he literally is a superhuman, but he gotta come across with that that emphasis, man, that power, boy. Like, I'm gonna tell you a little story. So when we first moved to the United States, we lived in Pennsylvania, and you ride the bus to school, and I'm 6.5 in the first grade. Was it 6.5 or 5.5? Turning 6. It was like 5 turning 6, I think. Either way, I was a year behind everybody else. I get to go to school, and I come home and I let myself in. There was always something to do. You got to do your homework, then you do your dishes, then you clean your room, and then maybe the bathroom, whatever for the week. My mom came home first with my sister, and then my dad came home. When dad comes home, it is an event every day. I understand what he was saying, but my dad's mystery was he could do it standing in front of you every day. He walked in, and we basically were standing at attention, ready for inspection. Basically, you can come check. Here's my homework done. TV's off. The room's clean. Dishes washed. Everything I could possibly get spanked for is done. Are you pleased? Please say you're pleased. Please say you're pleased. Because I do not want to be on the tail end of any of the wrath of daddy. Okay? I want daddy to be happy. Because happy daddy, happy house. Everybody happy. Daddy happy. Because daddy making jokes. We playing card games. We watching documentaries. We learning this, talking about that. When daddy's happy, the house is happy. All right? He was amazing when he said that that's my superhero. I was raised by an OG. I get what he's saying, especially powerful men that have high demand type jobs, working those 70, 80 hours a week or whatever. I get it. You're right. Most of the time you get home, it's 8, 9 o'clock. Their bedtime, clickety clack, they're in bed, whatever, you just got home. Or some people just don't live there. That was my situation. I don't live with my kids. But when they do see me, it's an event. When they do see me, they feel the energy. When they do see me, I missed you guys. Oh my God, I missed you. When they do see me, what did you do wrong? And if I'm asking you the question, they already know that I know the answer. So they tell me the truth now, instead of trying to lie, because I would go ballistic if they lied before. They've learned, because I made it stick out. I made it eventful on purpose, because they're mine. And when they go out in public, I'm not there. I need it to be in here. I need it to be in here. Like my father did for me. I'm privileged in being able to say that my father is my Bahamian idol, not no American idol, Bahamian idol. My father's from Nassau, Bahamas. He has taught me everything I know, and especially the basis of what I've used to learn all the more. I've learned conversation with another man that I held in the highest esteem. Like for years, I couldn't talk to my father. I didn't know how to talk to him. I felt I was always in awe of my father. I was like, yo, like he knows everything. If I talk, he's gonna know what I did. what I've been hiding or something. I was anxious, but I don't have a police record. I'm not a violent person running around. Well, I mean, I'm a little violent, but I have a lot of self-control. You know, I respect the laws. I don't beat women. These are good things that came from that. And the fact that there's a lot of people that don't have that influential power in their child's life, I feel for them. I feel sorry for their loss. That's like death to me. Like, not being able to bond with my kids is like murder.
I love it.
Don't do what? My baby moms used to know that was the one. That was the button. That was the button to push. I can't see who. What are you talking about? So what does you and my issue have to do with me being able to see my child? Well, I don't want that energy around my... Well, then don't invoke the energy. Don't...
Because your child ain't a separate person.
You get what I'm saying? But nonetheless, let's get back to Top G.
Yeah.
Top G. I love the fact that he said that. It was just it was beautiful. And that's the most vulnerable I've ever seen him speak. Here's why I say that. When he talks about his dad, watch his shoulders. Does that make sense to you?
Mm-hmm.
He ain't got to be... He relaxed. He opened up. He let loose. He was just like, yeah. Because under the sheer prowess or presence, even if his father's not there, see what I did there? Mm-hmm. His sheer presence is
lingering.
It's heavy enough. It weighs. It sticks. It's thick like Florida freaking weather. The air.
I hate to eat it, boy.
Now with Mr. Tate, it's good that he expresses his regard for his father the way he does, because it really shows the necessity of that respect.
Okay.
It's imperative. The words he used, he was cautious and careful, but he was strong behind every word because of the strength of the presence of his father that lingers. So for anybody to take any of that as poisonous or toxic, revamp your listening skills. For what he said, it's beautiful, and it's a great point to be able to say that it's not necessary to have two moms in the house. You don't need a second mom to help this child eat, sleep, be clothed, and learn everything. We're here to redirect, correct, and motivate. I think I've said enough. How do you feel about it?
I like the fact that you recall a memory of you and Uncle Russie, and because he was talking about his memories of him and his father. So my pops wasn't in the picture very often, but much like Mr. Tate's, when he was around or when I was around him, I took those small instances and I remembered them.
Okay.
Right?
Very
For
good.
example, I saw my dad, we were in Chicago, we was driving, he had his little Ford Escort, and we driving along the street. He taking me to go get fruities as we go to my grandmother's Geneva houses. Okay. And he sees this thick little sexy woman walking along the street. And he pulls forward, pauses this forward, reverses. Hey, shorty, you need a ride? She said, no, I'm cool. He was like, oh, I think you look really nice. And if you need anywhere to go, just let me know. My name's Tobias. Right? Goes off. She still refuses him. From that interaction there, even if you get turned down, shoot your shot. Another memory with him is he had a girl. One of my last youngest set of siblings, their mother, she cheated on him, and I watched how he reacted to that. And I watched how she made a mockery of him. She laughed at him, and she continued doing it. And he welcomed her back in the house. Not me. And I think probably I'm like 12 at this time. Not me at all. Lesson learned from that. That same year, Tobias and I fought because I had lost respect for him. From him getting cheated on by this woman, he's sitting there crying, he take her back and all that stuff. This is not gonna happen. Why it wouldn't happen? Because I didn't watch my mother, my auntie, they didn't do that. They cried, you gotta go, boss. So why is he tolerating that if these wouldn't tolerate that? And I've seen him literally get flirted on by women of all sorts. Why are you accepting this from her? I never understood it. I never asked him that. So that's a problem in itself. But the lesson from that is I'm not gonna tolerate that, because if you don't stand up for yourself, they're gonna keep doing it.
That's real.
That's what I took from that. The next one we fought. That was the first time I fought him, and it was the last time I fought him. And ever since then, we got a better understanding. But what happened was my little sister was doing something. I was playing the game, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, PlayStation 2. He had gave me some tax money, and I went and bought a game. So now I'm in the house cooling, vibing. She do something, and I'm playing the game, and I think she kicked the console or something like that. So I kicked her. So he come in there. He like, did you kick her? I was like, yeah, she kicked my console. He's, did you kick her? Yeah, she kicked my console. Let me kick you. No, he said, kick me. I was like, what am I kick you for? You kicked the console, so he kicked it. So I kicked him. He kicked me back. I stood up. He said, kick me again. I was like, I ain't gonna do it. So he kicks me again. I stood up. He says, kick me again. You kicked her, you can kick me. I was like, but you kicked the console. So at this point, like I've already been on the streets. I met Wayne already. Wayne is a drug dealer. That's my man's. I've already had it. So I'm becoming a man without him because his presence isn't there. But I always remember this altercation. I'll always remember it. Because he kicks me 4 times and I refuse to cry. I refuse to cry. I'm looking at you man to man. Yeah. Not boy to man. Not father to son. Man to man. Why? Because he was not there. He was not there to have that lingering effect. He was not there to have that mystery, that superpower. You are a man to me. I understand what you're supposed to be, and I understand we're trying to work on that, but because your presence was not there, and I was raised in a house of females, I developed being a man from drug dealers, uncle that was in prison, older cousins. I got in the game. This year I spent with you was trying to build a father-son relationship, but there was a father-son to a man instead of a man to boy. So, how does this correlate? I think Mr. Tate is extreme. I've told you that before. Right? And that doesn't mean what he's saying is less truthful. True. Right? We're talking about earlier where sexy burrito sandwich on a dirty plate. This plate ain't necessarily dirty, right? But it's a little warped, as you say. You know, there's little kinks in the cracks. So, for me, I agree when you say...
It's just got jagged edges.
Yeah, it's kind of sharp.
Just be careful.
Right? You may cut yourself. Right? Be attentive. Pay attention. I said all this to say I got mad love for Tobias. I respect him as a person. Right? But when we talk about parentage is synonymous with presence. And in a lot of cases, these kids often write about in books the lack of parentage because they were gone because they had to work in these awful jobs and these things. That doesn't make it okay because people were doing it. That were coping to survive. So for me, I ain't trying to change no diapers. I ain't trying to do no breastfeeding. That stuff is weird to me. There are brothers out there trying to do that. That's weird to me. Oh, you should just get used to. Yo, I saw that video and I was like, we ain't talking about this.
Or you talking with the fake thing and they gotta.
Yes,
I get it.
I don't. That's unnecessary to me. Your father, and the father and the child. There has to be presence. You have to be present. Period. The mother shouldn't have to take that on because when a child is created, it takes 2 to party. Right? So it is essential for my daughter to get game from a female perspective, to get game from a male perspective. It is essential for a potential son. I ain't gonna work on nobody's wound just yet, but Lord willing, a potential second baby who happens to be a boy, it is essential for him to get my perspective, much as well as his mother's perspective. One of the first questions you'll ask when we talk about, when we're looking at what women say, where your daddy at? Why? You need that, and that comes with presence. It's great that you understand and you memorize these moments and you take lessons from that. That just shows how you're a great thinker and you appreciate the time that you had.
Right.
That is also essential. But the more time you have with someone, one of the things I'm gonna say, my grandfather was my closest thing to a father figure. My grandfather Raymond. One of the things when he was gone, I said I wish I had more time with him. That's what. So I think Mr. Tate, he's right. But in the essence of being right, I think he's wrong in some elements, because I don't think it makes a man feminine because he spends more time with his child. I don't think a man needs to lead to provide mystery. That's oddball to me.
I think he was more along the lines of saying that it's not a complete imperative to have the man be in the kid's face day in, day out, like I'm here.
Right.
But that's also, for one, foreign. This not Western complete Americanized culture either. Also, different daddy, different mother, different lifestyle, different bracket of or tax bracket of living, different educations, different fights that they had to go through, things like that. So their mother might not have been as compassionate as, say, some of the women that you may have been reared by.
Okay.
Or my mother. If my mother wasn't the way she is, I would be coarse, I would be ornery, I would be probably dead or in trouble. You know what I'm saying? But I am also very affectionate. When my baby, so one of my things was the smell of baby, like new baby smell.
Okay.
New baby, like, you ever heard a woman say she got baby fever?
Yes.
Little things trigger that baby fever.
Yes.
That's my trigger, dog. Babies laughing hysterically and new baby smell.
Okay.
Oh, like you smell the neck, like right there, and then, oh man, you smell so good. I want to just hug you like a little pillow, like a
Sometimes
little cloud.
Yeah, I got you. I understand.
What?
I understand.
And then guess what? In the same moment, I will throw people off a cliff for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God. Like, never mind. So, what I'm saying is, I was about to take a crazy turn.
I see.
Crazy turn. But the spirit within me that's set off by these, man. I'm like, I wouldn't mind. I promised myself I wouldn't have any other children unless I had a ring on my finger. I gotta have, and somebody's gotta, I'm just saying, I gotta be married to a woman, and it's gonna be the best thing ever. But until then, I'm satisfied. I got one of each, boy and a girl. Doing pretty good. All right?
Right.
So, but Top G, amazing.
Like I told you before, I have as many kids as I can, and what that will entail me being around, and I don't think I need to be absent to create mystery. I've had,
but that's the blessing. That's the blessing of having discernment as well, too, sir.
Fair.
Because you can take your truth out of what he's saying to be able to say, I like a little extreme. I'm all the way there until 98, 99, and 100. Nah, I can't do it, cuz.
Fair point. Yes, sir. Yes,
so
sir.
that's where I think that especially gentlemen like you and myself,
yes, sir.
I know for a fact I want my children to see my children every day. Especially for the sheer fact that for so long I wasn't able to see them every day. It's just one of those things. Like I saw my father every day. Saw him in the morning and I saw him in the evening. Like, it was those friendly, that lovely reminder. You better tighten up at school today. You better keep it straight. For a while, my children had a little behavior issues because I wasn't the friendly reminder every morning.
Yo.
Okay, it took years of me being like literally involved with the class, telling the teachers, no, I want you to call and text me and send me messages and email me and all of that every day. Write it in their agenda, all of it.
I love it.
All of it.
Bro, I love it.
Because if it's not fixed today, it will be fixed tomorrow. No. We're not gonna let this linger. Because your job, teacher, is to teach, not to raise my child.
Boy.
Not to discipline my child and no. Bring it to my attention and I got you. I got you. Every teacher has ever seen my child, they know me. They know me.
I love it. That's a potential problem. That's a potential problem with not being present enough. Somebody else can come fill shoes. Nah, sir.
I'm
You good
sorry.
where you at. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. No one will ever be mistakenly Jason Dory's daddy.
I love it.
You got that bit. I done been through too much. And I love him.
I mess with Andrew Tate heavy. And again, when we talk about rhetorics, we talk about what they're talking, how they speak, the subject matter of it. It's not that the subject matter is wrong. the idea of the two mama household. I think that's why I'm saying it's extreme, because there's something there that he just omitted.
He's
not even omitted. Just when he was recalling,
it's almost like he's ridiculing. Another way of calling men beta. He's calling some men beta males.
Absolutely.
Which I can understand why he's saying it. So is it necessary? Not necessarily, but it's just the balance that's necessary for a child when it comes to the masculine energy and the feminine energy, to be able to like balance. Because if they get too much feminine energy, you're unstable creature. Anyway,
creature. Balance is important. Definitely, you don't want. I agree with the notion. You shouldn't be here, man. Let me go change the pamper every second and do. No, they should understand daddy and mama.
Yeah.
I am curious to find a research when they finally like come a couple years from now, when you see like people evaluate nuclear families of traditional versus nuclear families of the two mothers, two fathers, and how that affects the child's psyche. I am extremely curious for that. I cannot wait. That's gonna be powerful stuff.
That's gonna be crazy.
Because what's odd is that often even in these households, one still is obviously more masculine than the next. So I just want to see it, man. I really want to see it. I think it's going to be groundbreaking. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Obviously.
But I thought you'd enjoy the video. I loved the conversation. It definitely set me aback, especially as fathers, as a person. When you talk about communities, because a lot of times you get someone younger looking for you to fill that role, right? So it's important that you know how to express that. It's important that you know what to look for and what to aim for and guidance.
Right.
So it's really good, man.
I'm definitely down. So let's tighten up. This is the Umpteenth View. And we love you. I don't know you, and I don't have to know you to love you. I may not like you. I'm just teasing. But if I get to know you, I would like you. So please subscribe, comment, share.
Spread love.
Spread the love.
It's hard.
It's only a click.
Oh.